Okay, so people should be able to unmute if they want to. Otherwise, you can just type stuff in the chat.
All right.
Wonderful lecture, Maddie.
Oh, thanks.
Yes, it was very good. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Can all
Yeah,
of you
loud and
hear?
clear. Hmm.
Um, 2 points really quick. Um, as you guys probably have deduced, I was in the group for quite a long time. And of the points I wanted to clarify is we've never considered ourselves to be a subset of an earthly religion. So this is an important point that since Rona brought up this point, I wanted to be very specific in answering it for her in case she needs it for study work or thesis or whatever. We understand and we have come to believe that all the religions on this planet are facets of the knowledge that was given to the planet as the planet has been tended over millennia. So mankind draws the pieces of information they need. They say, okay, you know, like I'm dissatisfied with the level of sterilization in the workplace or in surgery or whatever. They draw that information down. They draw it down. And there's certain people in history that have been noted for drawing it down, and making something of it, whether it's John Lister or whatever, or whether it's Einstein and atomic theory. Well, they also pulled down the information on religions and it got interpreted in different ways. So you have varieties. You have Christian and a Buddhist and a Hindu and Tao. There's so many different religions, and what they all came from was uh, like a mass of knowledge that is in the atmosphere of Earth. So, to answer that question in a succinct way, is the teachings of the next level influenced by Christianity? No. They all next level thought, all next level understanding was given to this planet. How it was interpreted and broken down across the ages is a is a version, just the version that those people interpret. So no, we did not learn and figured out that we have to lean ourselves into Christianity. That was not the case. We looked at it. We looked at Christianity. We studied verses. We looked at things inside Islam, Hindu, Buddhism, you name it. All these different things were a part. But Tindo were very specific, and they thought that for the majority of people in the area that we're in, United States, that they would understand it through a biblical Judeo-Christian understanding. And so they drew from that to use to make it the jump for people to make it easier to understand. So, no,
That's so interesting, dude. Can I ask you a question?
sure.
Are you saying it's exactly the opposite, in fact? It's not that how next level thought was conveyed had nothing to do with Christianity. No, no, it's actually the exact opposite. That next level thought is what informed Christianity.
Yes, and Christianity is a facet of it. And just as Buddhism is a facet of it. And each took what they could for their area, all of it is good. They are all wonderful stepping stones to the top of the mountain. All these things are good. Tindo have said this many times. Um, it is not exclusively Christian. It is not Christian leaning. It just is not. Um, but we do find that there are certain passages from the Bible that help certain people. If
Yeah, I
we,
mean, in Doe's lectures, he often quoted the Bible, and I thought,
he
well,
did,
this
he
seems
did.
like a Christian informed religion, but the way that you're framing it is like, no, no, no. no, next level thought informs Christianity, and a good
Yes.
way to spread that out to people who are by and large informed by Christianity is to talk to them in terms of Christian ideas.
Yes.
That's fucking awesome.
And we're going to try to assist people in understanding some of these finer points. We know that people don't like the Heaven's Gate group. They have a tendency. I get criticism every day. I get so many emails from people who criticize and who make fun and ridicule everything. But it was
Mhm.
never that way. It just was not.
Nah, to hell with that. Did you ever read that book, Life of Pi?
No, no, I only saw the. No, I did not.
So there was just a basic premise to the Life of Pi. There was this kid who just went around from all the different, like the synagogue to the temple to the mosque to the church, right? He just
Yeah.
loved God,
Yes.
right? And he experienced God through all religions.
Through all religions.
And it pissed off all of the people that were parts of the specific religions, right? They were like,
Right.
wait a second, I thought you were part of our thing. I thought you were part of our
Right.
thing.
You
And
thought you
he's
were.
like,
Yeah.
right. And he's just like, no, no, I'm part of the God thing, whatever
The
that is.
God thing. And that's the essence of mankind. Mankind will always strive to reach for God. They are just, it's like a peace. It's just like a drive that cannot be taken away. Now, you can turn away from God. You could turn away from God. You could become evil. But the essence of man is to strive to be closer to God. It's not to be striving to be closer to a religion. And that's why I have to bring up this one point. And if you go away with anything else from this conversation, the Heaven's Gate group was not a religion. It did not have religious thoughts. It does not want a religious legacy. So please keep that in mind. We are not a religion. We do not think of ourselves as a religion. We never did. So please keep that in mind is that we, we are we have only we strive to be closer to God, just as you do, just as I can tell Matt does. I can tell there are people, as I sense them on Reddit and other places, that the desire to be closer to God is absolutely a driving force. Um, and then the other point I wanted to bring up before, since I'm taking up too much time as it is, um, T's departure did not influence people committing suicide. We want to completely bring that to a rest. It's
Mm.
just funny how rumors build on rumors, build on rumors, build on rumors until well something that somebody posts. Because remember, some of you guys have just gotten into this over the past, you know, 3, 4, 5 years or something like that, or heard interested. I'm at 50 years.
Hmm.
This is my 50th anniversary year, 75 to 25. And my whole existence has been based on understanding how the next level thought was. And there was no connection between T's death and the shift or movement that we must die ourselves. Now, T did make one thing very clear before she left, and this is may throw some of you guys. She said, "You can't leave in your human body. You can't. It's not possible. The human body cannot survive in space. Can't survive. You may think because we do those little things where you shoot somebody up in a, stick a dynamite up to the moon or something like that, that somehow we're breaking the bonds of the thing. No, no. The next level lets the humans play. They'll let them go to Mars. They'll let them go to other planets within the solar system. That's fine. Anything else, the next level will stop it because the human body is not made for outer space travel. It can't take it. Cannot take it. The bone structure breaks down. The tissue structure breaks down. It can't. So what happens is a body is made for people as they come closer to the time. And just so you all understand, would those 38 people have left the planet in their human body? Could have. Privately gone on a ship? Yes. And not had a word been said. No one would have ever known that they left. But they wouldn't have physically left this planet in those bodies. They would have left in the bodies that had been prepared for them and the bodies that are being made for those individuals. And they are bodies that can take space travel. It's a very physical place. Physical crafts, physical beings, physical places. It's not one place you, next level isn't a place that's out in Alpha Centauri or something like that, all that kind of silliness. It's a real place. It's a real place, but it spans the universe. So,
Can I ask you a personal question then?
uh-huh.
And you let me know if this is too close to the bone or too close to the nerve to answer it, because dude, your commentary here tonight has been in to, to use terminology, next level for me. Um, is there
It's
a re
much appreciated. Yeah.
is there a reason that you have not left your earthly body?
That question gets asked of me nearly every day. Some people actually want me to give them a some real solid reason, like give us a reason because otherwise, and they actually tell me this, you should be dead. Why don't you kill yourself?
No, to hell with that. I mean it
I,
honestly.
I know honestly, this is it. There were tasks that Sarah Fody and I have to do, and there's tasks that are coming up that are yet to be done. And there are things that we will do, and we will end our time here through a normal death cycle, meaning we're just going to die of old age.
I genuinely appreciate that answer. No
And
shit.
then but once we die of old age, we're going to be available to come back into another life here and meet up with Doe when he returns for his next time around. Yeah, we got to get rid of this view of time. That oh my God, you've been here for 30 years past the time they died. How can you do that? You're not following the rule. Do you understand? This is a split second since they left. This is minuscule time. To humans, it's 30 years or 28 years. Not to me. I remember their words in my brain like it was yesterday. I was talking to them on the phone or talking to them in person. The time is irrelevant to us. So Sarah Fody and I will die a death, a natural death. We will reincarnate like every other human on this planet will reincarnate, unless they really turn against the next level. And then we will join back up, join a class again, and be given an opportunity to leave. All Doe said is, hey kids, you won't catch the first bus. Just be ready to catch the second bus when it comes. He said, don't get hot and sweaty about this. Don't work yourself into a sweat. You didn't make it back when Jesus was here. He thought he was going to get some people off this planet, and he didn't get anybody off. He had to go by himself back to the next level, and he told every one of them, you're going to have to be reborn again, kids, because none of you are ready to go. And that's the same thing he told us this time. Don't sweat it, kid. Don't sweat it. You're gonna have another
Yeah, this
chance.
ain't the first time around the
At the
wheel.
first, there's been four opportunities, at least five now. Um, Adam and Enoch, Elijah, Moses, and Jesus. And then we had this opportunity with T and Doe. There will be other opportunities that will come. Just because you live out your life here on this planet to your 75 or whatever, or 80, doesn't mean it's the end of the road and you lost your chance. That's not the case. You reincarnate and you get another
This reminds
opportunity.
me of that story, MRCODY, of when, and I actually brought this up in a conversation recently because it's so powerful and it's stuck with me. Um, that story, and I can't remember where it comes from, but Buddha meets Brahma. Buddha meets Brahma, and Brahma tells him, look at me, look at what I am. Look how powerful I am. I'm basically the creator of everything that you've ever known to be the case. And Buddha makes this choice. He says, I don't care. And he walks away. And it's like this weird, what you're talking about seems to sort of coincide with this in this weird way that like every time there's this instance where we have an unfathomably important human being, maybe even someone that's speaking on the part of the next level, he comes through and he fails. He either fails to take people up to where they need to go, up to meet Brahma and be with Brahma, God in this sense, or flat out chooses not to. Says, no, fuck your next level. That's what Buddha did in this little story. I don't know. I just felt like I should bring that up. Hey, I've taken up too much time. Matt, go.
Well, and I appreciate you, Matt, allowing me this time to do this. I didn't want to. I haven't heard. I know that Rana had a question or two, so I don't want to take up time.
I can't help but acknowledge the maybe poignancy is the I don't know if that's the right word, or maybe irony of I've spent about an hour and a half talking about Heaven's Gate, and you have been listening, and
Well,
I
we
maybe it
don't.
would be
Yeah.
better if you would just I mean, I would like
Uh,
it's funny when you say I don't want to take up too much time. Believe me, Mark, I would love to just I will listen to you for hours, like because
um,
I don't really get to hear much from you, you
I
know.
know. I know. I haven't said anything for 28 years now.
Hmm.
I've been very quiet, but and
Which is fine. That's your choice,
Sarah
you know.
Forty has been very quiet too. But just keep
Wait, am I
in.
living through history right now?
Well, we haven't spoken to this moment. Yeah, that's true. So, but you know, there's some things that'll be coming up. Like we've been working with a person you may not know about. His name is Ben Zeller. We met with him a couple of days ago. And we went through some things, and we're going to be working with Rob Balch, and we got some stuff coming up, and we'll see what we can work out to flesh things out for people. But we know that the world is never going to accept this. This is really hard to understand.
Hmm.
T and Do were exceptionally wise and loving people. They did not delude us. They did not. How can I be caught in my deception 28 years later? How can I still be so deceived so long afterwards? And this is the importance understanding. People have to understand is that your your acceptance or your time to come across the information is still pending. We just There was a role that Sarah Fody and I have to play, and they assigned it to us, and we're doing our job as given. And we hope that the things will work out. We hope that some other members of the former group won't get mad at us. You know, these are all the things we deal with. That's why we don't talk much, because we have some
Right.
people who kind of attack us quite a bit.
Well, and I when you popped into when I did like the little kind of, launch party for the study center and you popped in very unexpected. I will say that was not something I expected was to get a chance to talk to you even for a few minutes. I remember asking you about I think I used the phrase like why don't we hear more from you and Sarah like to get like your side of things in terms of like, the disputes that you've
That
had.
that
And
opportunity will come, but we have to take care of some legal issues first, and it's almost coming to an end now. And so we would like to be able to be given the time to get things done. And once we get some other things done, I think there'll be some opportunities. But we have to find ways to work together with some of
mhm.
the former classmates. And and like I told you at that opening, we didn't want any of them to be hurt. We don't
Yeah,
want any of them to be.
you specifically pushed back on my use of the term your side. You actually I remember said something like, "Well, I don't really see it that way. I don't see it as us
Yeah,
being opposed."
when you get down to the words, do you actually hear me saying things that are radically different from Sawyer? Do you actually hear me say things about the next level that are radically different? No, we don't. Because the core essence of the truth of the next level is what we live for. That is what all we do. And it was a dedication to it that started 50 years ago for me. And I will finish my time on this planet with it. That's the way it's going to ride out. That's the way it's going to be. Sierra 40 and I feel the same way. That's why we don't want to have any trouble with other people. We don't. We don't. We just want we want to come to an understanding of how things are going to roll out according to the instructions we were given. And so some legal bases just have to be put into place. That's all. It's like, yes, I want to sit and talk with Soyoti. He's a joy. He's my class member. You know, we want to have time to do things in which we can work together. You know, um, again, one of the reasons why I'm hesitant of doing these kind of things is that I have a tendency to monopolize, and I do not want to do that with you guys because you deserve to and you should show gratitude to what Matt has done because it's such a tremendous amount of work he's put in to doing these things, and it's very underappreciated by the people on Reddit and the people on a Discord server. Which again, I'm learning these things because I didn't know what a Discord server was, and I
MRCODY, I'm literally fucking honored to be sitting with the both of you right now. No
well
shit.
the person who deserves some credit, real the credit is Matt, because he pulled things together I can't tell you how timely this is as to what's going to occur. So please keep attentive and understand that we are not the enemy of mankind. We love the progress of mankind. And Tian Do loved the progress of mankind. If you would have spent even an hour sitting with them, your mind would be absolutely blown. All of you would be absolutely blown away by what would radiate from them because it had nothing to do with the human perversions that people have placed on them and the things and the rumors that have abounded that have no foundation, no foundation at all. So I appreciate your time. I think you guys should ask your questions if you need to ask them. I want to kind of sign off so it doesn't take up any more time.
No, I really appreciate you coming on and chatting even just for a few minutes, Mark, as always. It is I didn't know that you were still communicating with Dr. Zeller. I have actually corresponded with
Yeah,
him a few times over the last
yeah.
year or so.
We met with them the other day.
That's
We
really
we sit and
exciting to
talk with
hear.
them, and we have some plans. We have
Okay.
some plans, and Balch, uh, Robert Balch is a
That's
very
also
good man.
interesting. Yeah, I haven't spoken with him ever before,
Well,
but
he has,
that's really
he's
exciting.
retired out. I know this is
Hmm.
into the weeds right now, but he's retired out now. Robert Ball, I mean, Ben Zeller is still in his prime,
Hmm.
and people should really listen to what he has to say as a researcher.
Oh yeah, he's phenomenal. He's been a huge influence on my work.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Hmm.
He's a good guy. I'm glad we had a chance to work with him and meet with him and talk to him. So, and
Are
again, I
you
thank you guys. Uh-huh.
are you is there any particular reason why you have now in the last month kind of come on and been open with
There
at
is
least a
a
few people?
there's a window that's opening right now. Um, and as far as another point I can bring up, this talk that sometimes people get into about the end of the world talk. Didn't talk about the end of the world. Let's clarify this from the very beginning. He did not
Okay.
talk about the end of the world. This is a reset. Recycling is synonymous with reset. The planet still continues on. Individuals are sorted. Some die. Some move forward. Souls are evaluated. Some are removed. It's a seeding. It's a combination of spading, seeding, weeding, and whatever. It's not what people think in their minds. Like it's the, oh my God. I get this in emails like every 2 days, people saying, but he said that the world was going to end. What did you do? You're lying to people. He never said the world was going to end. He said it was going to be reset. And the connotations are really negative with that, though. They're very loaded, really loaded. But as far as the window, I go back to my original answering your question. Yes, there is a window that is opening, opportunity for information to be shared. Things will be changing. But we have some legal issues that we have to take care of. We have to be allowed that time. That's
Of
all.
course. Just so I mean, I don't know if you were it should have let you know when you came in that this is being
It's
recorded and
recorded. We
you're
know, we
comfortable
know,
with
we
that.
know, and we know that.
Okay.
And don't worry, I can tell you, tell all of you right now, we are going to be attacked viciously, and it's not going to be pretty.
Yeah, just not by good people, Mark Cody.
Well, yeah, not well, yeah, not by good people. Yeah, we'll see. We always hope for the best. We
That's
always
all you
hope
can
for the
do.
best.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I think we talked a little bit about this last time we spoke because I, yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit tonight. You can't control how other people respond to you.
no,
There's
you
only so much
can't.
you can do,
You
you know.
can't. And sometimes people say some terrible things, and we've gotten too many death threats already, and we don't
Mm.
want to get any more. We don't want to stir the pot. We don't feel we're, you know, terrible people that should, burn in hell or God knows what. So, we'll see how things unfold, but it's going to be a very interesting 2025, 2026. So we just have to be given time to let things unfold for us. But can't go any deeper than that right now as far as why certain things are happening right now. But that's the way it rolls out on the piano roll, as T used to say. The
Hmm.
piano roll keeps moving forward, and it keeps putting new things into play. And so that's what's going to happen now. And we'll see how the world accepts it or rejects it or whatever. So we don't
Well, I
know.
appreciate that, Mark. I appreciate you taking the time to chat with
Did,
us,
did everybody get I want to make sure, did everybody get their questions answered so that there isn't any, because I know the Rona had that one about the effective Christian religion, and then she had a second one. That,
Yeah, she said something about uh she asked a few questions. Was everyone welcome to join? Did they have a sense of evangelism? Um, thought there was another one. She said she had another question, but she didn't. Oh, and the media's portrayal.
oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a
The
whole.
media has been very vicious over the past 28 years, and it is distorted. It's like a time distortion. It's just like sometimes I think, oh my God, how could they have perceived this completely foundationless rumor? Yet they did, and the media has put forward a very, very bad view of this group. And I remember, in 22, I sat there and fought with Diane Sawyer because she just had her mindset. She was pigheaded about it.
Wait, so you and Sarah did sit down with Diane Sawyer for the
Oh
cult next
no,
door?
no, no, we wouldn't do an interview with her. No,
Okay.
but we had no problem talking to her. We
Okay.
had no problem chewing her out. No, no problem at all. No, she had this idea that it had to be presented in they always want to take it as in the sensational ways. No, don't want to jump off that bridge in New Mexico. You can't get past it. And I said, oh, you guys are crazy. There's no truth to what you're saying. People always, when they're growing up, they're exploring, what is my purpose here? What am I here for? Don't you scream out to God sometimes and you say, what am I here for? What is my purpose? It's not doing the everyday stuff. It's not just getting married and having kids and having a job. That can't be the only motivating factor. Not saying that it's not beautiful and wonderful, the people who do it, it is. It's the best thing in your station of life to do that, if that's what you want. But for other people, they sit there and they, just as Doe did that night, and he was on a bridge, large metallic, I have a picture of the bridge in my mind in New Mexico in Starry Night, and he was screaming up to the sky. And he just kept saying, please, Lord, this was like 1971. Why am I here? What is my purpose here? What am I doing here? And ABC was taking it like it was he was going nutty. He wasn't going nutty. The only thing I can compare it to is you guys, some of you guys are very young, but do you ever see a movie called Close Encounters
Yeah.
of the Third Kind? Do you remember when the guy went in the backyard, the main character, and he started swinging on the swing set and he started screaming up to the sky, "Why are you doing this to me?"
Yeah, it was an iconic scene. Yeah, of course.
What is this? Why do I know so much? Why is this tearing me apart? Why are you doing this to me? And that's what you were hearing from Doe on that bridge in New Mexico that night. It wasn't going into craziness. He wasn't becoming crazy. He was trying to find out his purpose in life. What's the best thing you can do in life? It's to find your purpose in life. And that may be that you would become a great husband, a great father, a great, whatever your purpose is, whatever. You know, we don't sit there and judge people and say you should only be striving for next level goals. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You only strive for next level goals once the knowledge of the next level has been introduced to you. That's your goal. And I must admit, whether you guys believe it or not, you guys have all been affected by the information that has come out tonight. You all make a decision now based on what you want to do, but there is no time limit on you. It might not be in this incarnation or the next one or the next one, but the information that you get is what you carry through. I got information 2,000 years ago, and I had multiple incarnations in between. And I kept striving for one thing, waiting for the return. The return occurred. I was there. I jumped at it and I did what I had to do. And I will be doing it again. So
Do you mean to tell me that it's possible to tap into that um past life content that like
not content, no, no, because that is a rat's nest of information because everybody thinks that they're Cleopatra. You've got to stay away from the past life regressions
okay.
because it'll take you into a place that this world is swirling. I remember when T and Doe talked to me at Colorado National Monument when I first, sat one on one with them, and they said they warned me about some of my connections to Krishnamurti and the world of theosophy. And they said it's just a rat's nest. It has so many good things that motivates people forward, but at the same time, it has so many different influences and spirits and things that can just take you so far off the track because that's what happens. So if you're going to ask me a straight question, should you go ahead and start investigating past lives? No, no, no,
Very good.
no, don't. It's a mess. It's a freaking mess, you know. But again, I don't know what are you going to do with this thing now because it's over its 2 hour period. So, good luck on all that stuff. You know,
Well,
but
MRCODY, I got this old little idea in my head that's actually shared between philosophers, not necessarily in my time or anything like this, but something that my tradition's been doing the whole time it's been doing it. and I got really obsessed with it. And it wasn't until that I felt like I had successfully answered the question that I actually gained peace. That purpose thing. I wanted to figure
Yes.
out what the answer to evil was. What is evil?
What is evil?
Why the hell
Well,
do people keep doing it? Are they even doing it? Are
do they
they,
e- do they
yeah, go,
even do they even have the soul to recognize that is on the evil spectrum? And
yeah,
that's the issue: is has certain people in mankind gotten to a place that they no longer can discern the difference?
yeah. That
And
shit really fucked with me, MRCODY.
it does. It does. It's a real mind bender. It can really screw you up. So I know Rona had to leave, and I don't want to delay things anymore. And I appreciate the time you guys gave to this whole thing, but I don't want to take up any more time on your thing at all. So um, I please, Matt, or Varsity Bookworm, whatever term you want to use, proceed ahead. You got a lot of work being moderators of two different areas. I hope things work out well. Um, I've actually had some of your over the many years I've been doing this, I've had people come and go who have stuck with me for a long time and been interested and move forward, and then they fall away and do other things in life. And that's, oh, to me, that's completely fine. I had one guy who studied things for like 11 years with me, doing all sorts of things. And then he just, said, I got to move on with my life. I think he's married now and he's moved on with this thing. So, take advantage of it the most you can. Most, as much as you can, take advantage of it. And then, we'll see what happens and how many people you touch through those resources that you put up. It will touch people. It will affect people because the madness that seems to be a factor in life needs to have a valve that can be shut off at times because we're not here for politics. We're not here for making money. We're not here for the only once you get to a certain point, the only thing you're here for is to strive to be closer to God, or what I call the chief of chiefs. That's all that's important, and that's all that's important in life. Period. And so okay. Well, thank you all. I got to go. I know you guys got to go because it's getting late.
It's been an honor, MRCODY.
Thank you all. Thank you all for your time. Maybe something will come up in the future depending on what happens, and we'll talk again. But
I'd like
again,
that.
thank you very much. All right, good night.
Thanks, Mark. Take care.
Matt, what
Yes,
what just happened?
I just became the first Heaven's Gate researcher to do a recorded interview with MRCODY.
He was fucking awesome.
He's, do you know who he is?
No, but I
So
have an idea.